All right, what's going on, guys? So here I want to make a real short video about early hip extension in the swing and exactly why we don't want this early hip extension, what it prevents us from doing. Okay, so here on the left I have Aaron Judge, and on the right I have Mike Trout. Okay, so when we're looking for this early hip extension, all right, we're going to start at the beginning, right? So in the setup. So if we're looking at Trout here on the right, okay, I'm going to draw a line down his backside. A little crooked, but it's okay. And as he picks up, we want to see his backside work over that line away from the plate during the forward move. All right, so all the way up until toe touch, we see that he has done a good job of creating a lane underneath his arms, underneath his chin, right, underneath his armpit, this area in here, to allow everything to work deep and out front, right? So as long as he can manage to not sabotage that space that he created, right, and during the gather, he should be able to work this bat deep and out front through this front of the zone. Okay, so here at toe touch, this is right before he's getting ready to start rotating at the hips, and I'm going to draw another line in front of his belt buckle. Right, so we don't want to see his waist through the finish cross over onto the plate side of this line. Right, we want him to stay in between these two lines and maintain this good space that he has held or created through the gather. Right, so as he starts to rotate, really nice. Right, we can see here how much room his arms have. Look at his back elbow. Right, it's free. It's off the side of his body. Able to really allow the barrel, the arms, a path to work deep as he decelerates his chest, and the arms and the barrel work out through the field. All right, it's really, really nice. Okay, this is why this guy's the best in the league every year, among other reasons, and really, really hits consistently. Okay, so here on the left, we have Judge. Okay, and Judge first half of the 2017 season was unbelievable. Was hitting 329 with 30 homers up until the All-Star break, and then second half of the year is when we really started to see him struggle. Right, and first half of the season, you could see that he really does a good job of maintaining the space, like Trout does here on the right, and was able to pull a lot of balls for home runs. Right, was pulling balls for home runs. He was hitting balls the opposite field for home runs. Within the second half of the year, he really starts to get this early hip extension, and a lot of bad stuff starts happening. Right, he's getting beat up and in. His arms don't have a lane to work, and he's got no space. Right, can't cover the inside part of the plate. So here we have Judge in his setup as he starts to pick up. Let's see if he holds that line. Starting to come away. Okay, he's going towards the line. Now he's coming away from it. Right, so even we could see here up until toe touch, his hips are getting ready to start rotating. He has already creeped over his toes, right? Like his head, everything is, his weight is over his toes. He's moving towards the plate. Hasn't really created this lane, right? And so now if we do the same thing, we draw the line on Judge that we drew on Trout, right? Boxing his hips. Does he stay on the posterior side of this line? Right? Is he able to keep his hips away from the plate through rotation? Right? Now we can see here, creeps out over. Right? How far away he is from that line on the backside. Elbow is pinned to his side, and he has to, where Trout at this frame here. Let's go one frame back. Right? Where Trout at this frame here is able to allow the arms to work deep and decelerate his chest. Right, his chest stops rotating as the barrel whips. Chest stops rotating there, barrel whips out through. Judge has to spin his shoulders all the way to contact because he just doesn't have the space to hit this ball with some freedom deep as to spin to it. Right, which is going to yield a lot of topspin balls to the left side of the field. And this barrel deep in the zone here, he was hitting a lot of chip shot homers out the short porch in Yankee Stadium. He's 6'7", he's 300 pounds. He's a freak of nature, and probably one of the most exciting players to watch in the game. So, yeah, it'll work. It'll work. But this is some of the issues that I've seen from watching Aaron Judge. He's one of my favorite players in the game. So is Mike Trout. And yeah, these are just some of my observations. Obviously, this is some video analysis, subjective stuff. If you look at the spray charts, they'll kind of tell a similar story. But yet, some guys are going to agree with this, some will disagree. That's completely fine. But this is just my 2 cents on early hip extension. Thank you, guys.